Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Fail PG, where we start the failures at the very beginning of the video. Tonight, as usual, I'm the Mighty Mage, and with me we have Ross the Boss, Mr. Goat, and Surge. All of them are failing in their own respective ways.
Sadly, I actually got the B-roll right this time, so ha! And that was without putting up the share screen. How does that make you feel?
Like you were supposed to put up a share screen so I could see my cue. You still fail!
Oh,
you did fail.
No, I did that on purpose.
Yeah.
You're a failure. You're a failure. Failure.
Hey, I need to give him a fail to deal with, right?
And I did, and we failed. Hence, Fail PG, the name still works.
It'll always be fail PG no matter what happens. Everybody dies. Did they fail? I mean, they did, aren't they? Yeah. If they're still alive, they still failed either way. He can't even die.
When you say failure, if they try to kill themselves, is that still a failure?
If they survive.
Failing to live? Or they're failing to kill themselves? I mean, either way they're failing, yeah.
Yeah, sure. It's like, what about all the people who loved you? You're abandoning them.
Especially when I almost try to kill myself all the time.
Very bold of you to assume anybody loves us.
Yeah, I was going to say fail for thinking that anybody loves me specifically in the first place.
You're talking about everybody loves, I tried to get it out, but it ain't work.
Yeah, that's... The universe isn't going to let you get away with that lie.
But everybody loves...
See? It just...
Everybody loves... No, I'm gonna try this way. Nobody hates. Nope, never mind.
No, that doesn't work either.
Yeah. I was gonna say, if he can find a way to ink out one of these lies throughout the skin of his teeth right now, I will ask the Mighty Mage to give you one free reroll at any point that you get to use it in the game.
I guess I won't be getting it.
That's so easy to say that because
Sergio, you are the most bestest failure in the world. God, I can't even give you a nice compliment. God,
I mean,
nice
although that one
compliment
actually is true. Yeah, although that one's just true, so you still don't get the thing because you spoke a truth and not a lie.
But
Fail.
Everybody loves me though. That's the truth.
You maybe. Striker?
Everybody hates Ronnie.
Except for Mr. Yao. He rather liked her.
Yeah, and that guy at the quarry. And
It
Lady
was
Hatana.
maybe just trying to get into her pants.
Everybody on the boat. Yeah, it was definitely just trying to get into her pants on that.
Lady Hatana.
I wouldn't
Probably
exactly
still trying
say
to-
she likes anybody.
Yeah, that's true. Burke. I think he just rather stomachs her more than he stomachs most people.
So much more than Stomach Striker.
Does Noel like Ronnie?
What's Striker's real name? It sounds like a try-hard edge name. Well, my name is Striker.
Well, not telling. I told y'all, I'm not telling you my real name.
Striker.
You already got my backstory. You're not getting the name.
Come on. It's
I'm
like,
sorry, at some point, this is just going to turn into a joke where he just starts telling people his name and loud noises start happening as he's telling people his name.
He said, come on. I let everybody know my last name's Witherspoon for crying out loud.
It's your fault.
Noel is the only character in this game who has a last name.
Don't my enemies finding me.
A sure name, a family name.
I got a family name.
Well,
It's called Striker.
as you've heard, orphans don't have last names, so Striker doesn't have a last name. And Sir Regios doesn't have a last name, but Sir Regios, again, is named after a dragon, so does he need a last name?
My last name is Striker Wolf.
I'm gonna say this every time I beat an enemy. It's like you foolishly dealt with a Witherspoon.
And you gotta say it with that level of disdain in your
You know
voice.
what? No, I'm in agreement for this now. That has to happen from this point forward.
Fine, step over time with his big shield. He dealt with the Witherspoon.
I can see him now pulling out that cleaver that he bummed off of the one bandit, be like, This is what you get for confronting a witherspoon.
Yes,
Hear my name. He's like, oh no, it's Withers.
That is now canon. That is now canon. We're using it.
Oh my, we're off to a fantastic start. So speaking of Mr. Yao and all of you folks and your shenanigans, last time on Dragon Ball Z, Fail PG.
Same difference.
The gang had just left the business establishment operated by Mr. Heron, who deals with people services. After searching for the missing young woman, Linnea, but unfortunately no real concrete evidence except Mr. Heron's assurances that if she did go through his establishment, she's long gone to a decent family. So now you're all standing outside in the street. It is quite late at this point, and Mr. Yao turns to all of you and kind of hefts his glaive over his shoulder. You want to continue looking for the gentleman for goods and equipment, or are you thinking you want to head back to your tavern for the night? It is getting kind of late.
If I remember correctly, when we ended the last episode, Sir Regios had put his arm around Noel. They gave each other a knowing look, and they decided to play it up the whole thing for the night. So, I think... Wait. Go. Where'd your audio go?
I remember that.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna play off of this one.
Yeah.
You wanna go first, or should I?
You should go first.
All right, cool. So, as they're sitting there and they're doing their whole buddy dance, so Regios is gonna... I say back to the tavern. Why not get some food, some drink, a little bit of rest? After all, you did interrupt us in the middle of a meal. I would like to have something to eat before tomorrow.
I do apologize for that. You understand I can't keep Mr. Tiamat waiting when he asks me to fetch someone, but I do understand.
You're paying, right?
Then Mr. Yada sort of gives you an amused look, like, yeah, right, but he doesn't say anything.
That smile means a yes. Oh man, you're so kind.
Striker, man, what say you? Back to the tavern, yes or no?
I could eat.
Great. How about you, Ronnie? And as he turns around to look at Ronnie, he realizes that Ronnie's just walking. I'm gonna take that as a yes. That's a yes, right, Striker? You know it well enough. That's a yes, right?
Let's just go. I'm like, it's best to just, leave her alone, give her some space before you end on the bad side of an axe. Trust me.
And with that, Sir Regios is going to take his other arm and pull Striker in with him and go, very well then, to the tavern!
Alright, you guys
and I'm just like, oh, Lord, Jesus.
Start heading for the tavern. Since Ronnie's in the lead, roll 100 side to see if you can find your way back to the tavern. Actually, which tavern are you going to?
Where were we at?
If I remember, we were back
You said the White Stag, right?
No, we went to... Actually, no, we were at the side.
I'll say because we wasn't at the Snake, because that's where...
Yeah, the Deadpool is.
Be really fun to see Stryker and the gang walk into the White Snake.
I'm like, you can't touch me until the job is done. After that, I got my own bounty, and I just killed myself. I just off myself. Like, I was like, where am I at now? Get a big pay.
Roll a 5.
A 5 on 100 side.
Oh. Oh, this is
Impressive.
going to be a very bad night for combat. If we roll into combat, I think I'm getting screwed just because of that roll alone.
Yeah. Ronnie, whether it's because you desperately want to get away from the rest of the party, or you've just spent so much time wandering around lost in the streets by this point, you actually are able to find your way back to the White Stag very quickly. Not entirely sure if you're thrilled to be back, considering the 2 nights you've spent here have ended up with bedbugs, but you don't really know of any other taverns that you go to, so... And as you guys are following Ronnie, Mr. Yao kind of sidles up beside you, Regios and Stryker, and he kind of casts you a sideways look like, I am not sure what you're getting at there, bub, but want to clue me in? What's up with the act?
He looks at him. If tonight's gonna be my last night alive, I plan to enjoy it as best as possible with what will attest for as close as friends as I can possibly get. You don't mind that now, do you?
Well, I certainly don't, but why are you thinking it's your last night?
Do you understand what Tiamat wants us to get?
Nope.
And that's why it's our last night alive. Enjoy it.
Well then, I will certainly buy you a drink. Not dinner, and he looks at you, Stryker, but I'll buy you all around.
I'm like, what I do? I don't know. I ain't asked for no food from this person.
I know.
That was the other
That's
one.
right, that was
Don't
Neil, wasn't
refuse
it?
free food. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me. I've been broke for how many episodes?
Yeah, an embarrassingly large number.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I can see this being a thing that Stryker has done multiple times, and hence the reason why he did that. It's just out of habit.
I go hunt for my food. What are you talking about?
Well, no, you might be flat broke and flat broke for multiple episodes, but you do have a really nice set of equipment as a result of that.
Hey, man, thanks, Stryker. Hey, man.
Yeah,
yeah.
nice set of equipment that he finally got to wear.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Stryker's a buddy old pal, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. It's always one. There's always one.
Hey, man, I'll pay you back whenever I get money. I got you.
He say he'll pay you back on the first.
First of what?
The first chance I get. Oh man. Oh, for once I actually have a legit quarter if we need to flip something. Although I like flipping my coin, but you know, the option's there.
That's not the only thing we might be flipping with you.
I mean, there are multiple tables around here to flip, so.
So, Ronnie, you're the first through the door at the White Stag. As you enter, although it is getting pretty late, there are still a few people scattered around inside at the tables. The music is muted. There's just like one fella in the corner sort of strumming what looks like a lyre. Not very well. The people who are in the tavern are either nursing their drinks quietly or speaking in soft tones to each other. Hardly anybody gives you a glance as you walk in. But the barkeep, Zoo, is behind the counter as always, and as soon as you walk in the door, he waves you over. Hello, Ronnie. Welcome back to the White Stag. What can I get you this evening?
She walks over. Now, question. Is her spot from earlier still there, or is it occupied?
The seat she was in earlier?
Yes.
Most of the bar seats are empty at this point.
Okay, so she's going to pull back up the same bar stool that she had. And then she's going to look up at him and just go, I believe I ordered something before we had to leave. Might I get that to eat now?
Oh, yes, of course. Coming right up. Oh, and as he says that, the rest of the gang, you guys walk through the door. Looks like everybody's back. Oh, and Mr. Yao, it's good to see you again. What can I get for all of you?
And Sir Regios will sit down and go, how about another round of drinks? On Yao this time. from my understanding.
And Mr. Yao kind of gives a nod, and Zhu goes, "Coming right up! I'll get you the finest whiskey I've got in Kish!"
And as he walks away to go get the whiskey, Ronnie just slowly turns her head and looks towards Yao. And then slowly turns her head towards the guy with the lyre. What does the guy with the lyre look like?
He's kind of short and squat, spindly arms and legs, scraggly gray beard, kind of balding. Looks like he hasn't bathed in 3 or 4 days, and he's just sort of desperately trying to strum out this, what probably was meant to be a romantic tune or something, but the lyre's out of tune, and his strumming isn't that good, and it's just, it's a mess. It's terrible.
You know what? Can I roll to see if I recognize the tune?
Okay. That'd be a 12.
7.
It's so badly mangled that it doesn't sound like anything you're familiar with.
Ronnie's gonna get out of her seat, walk over to the guy with his scraggly beard, and she's gonna... Is he, like, just sitting on the floor in the corner, or is he, like, in the booth?
So there's, like, a stool in the corner that he's sitting on. Yeah. And he looks up at you as you approach him, and he looks a little hopeful for a moment. There's a hat on the floor in front of him with a single copper piece in it. Like, maybe he's hoping that you'll contribute to his lessons or something.
She looks down at him, she goes, "Do you know how to play the Path of the Three Goddesses?"
Yeah, I think I can do that. And he starts plucking out an even more horrendously mangled tune, but as lively as he can. I might actually need you to roll a Constitution check to see if you have to cover your ears.
No, hey,
Tell me
sir,
if I need to roll this right now.
Sir.
I grab the 12 side just in case.
can you
but-
play 6 Rings of Saturn? Like, what?
I haven't heard that one. I'm a few bars.
It's like, it's really rough and brutal and thick. You gotta play it hard, man.
Ooh,
Like,
I don't think I can do that.
At this point, Sir Regios is just shaking his head. While he's sitting there. And he looks up. He goes, "All right, that's it," and gets up and walks over there to where they are. Looks at the lyre. Looks at the man. Might I see that for a moment? And he goes, "Don't worry. I just want to tune it."
Okay.
Let him roll.
Uh-oh.
Are you actually going to try and tune it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's gonna play Eric Clapton stuff on it.
I guess we'll make this an intelligence check. Do you have any experience tuning instruments?
I'm going to say it is something that he used to do back when he was younger to make money, but that was about it.
All right. I'll let you roll normally then. 12 side with intelligence.
It was a 9.
So you fiddle with the thing for a little bit. It's so old and beaten up that it's difficult to actually get it to stay in tune once you've got each of the strings set where you think you want it. After a minute or two of fiddling, you've got it as close to in tune as you think it can reasonably get. It does sound marginally better.
So
About the time you're finished fiddling with it, Zhu comes back with the round of drinks for everyone. A tall mug of a very clear, spicy-smelling liquid.
Ronnie then suddenly perks up a little bit when she smells that, and she immediately walks over to the bar and grabs her cup.
There's one for everybody.
Sir Regios walks over to the bar, but he kind of gestures to the scraggly beard gentleman to join them.
And the scraggly beard gentleman looks a little suspiciously at all of you and stays where he is, and begins again trying to strum out his romantic tune, which sounds a little better, but his skill level is still shit, so not much you can do about that. Mr. Yao picks up his mug and raises it to all of you, his eyes lingering on Noel and Stryker for a moment.
Well, gentlemen, I will say that it's been a pleasure. Although a very short pleasure. Hopefully I'll get to see y'all again.
Yeah. Oh no, did he poison our drinks? He seems too happy.
Sergio Regios looks at you. Not Yao style. He'd much rather crush your throat than poison you.
Oh, okay.
If the twins were here, that'd be a different story.
Okay, that sounds relieving. He's an honest killer. Okay.
You notice that as Sergio says that you catch sight of the twins at a table just behind you. They did follow you. They are there.
Oh no! I wonder if they. Maybe I was looking at my drink the whole time. You guys were paying attention, right? I'm like Noel's panicking and stuff.
Don't worry, they're not going to give you any trouble yet. Remember, they still need you to do a job.
Yes, doing a job with the twins and Stryker at the same time. How tits up could this go? Oh yeah, wait, 5 other jobs in the past. Right.
Thumbs up, lads.
So I'm going to need everybody who takes a drink to roll a constitution.
Okay. Well, what roll what?
That'll be a 12.
Well, good news,
I
bad
got a
news.
5. I got a 5.
Yeah. So Ronnie rolls a 5 as well. That's before Constitution +2, so that's a 7.
What's my
Sir
constitution?
Regios
+3.
rolled a critical 1.
Oh, so I got an 8. Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, Noel's good. Ronnie's
Sir
good.
Regios rolled a critical fail.
Okay.
Oh, you got an 8. Okay. Yeah.
Stryker, you're drinking too? Alright.
I got an 8.
An 8. So you've got the highest constitution modifier out of the whole group, and you got the highest roll. So you take a sip of this spiced whiskey, and it tastes real smooth. Really good quality stuff. Has a hint of cinnamon, maybe a little bit of clove in it. You really appreciate this drink. This is good stuff. Ronnie and Noel, this is potent stuff. It burns your throat as it goes down, but as it goes, you can also feel warmth spreading through your bodies. This is some pretty decent quality stuff, and you're pretty pleased with it.
I go out. I go. Ooh wee!
Ronnie actually puckers up and goes, "Oh yeah, that's the stuff I've been eating."
I'm like, well, this is good. Hey man, who made this? you need to.
Well, I can't disclose my source, but I can tell you for sure that it's the best whiskey in all of Kish.
And Ronnie looks up at, yeah.
Go ahead, finish off your
Ronnie looks up at the barkeep and goes, "Here, fucking here!" And it takes another drink.
Are you whoring your wife for this stuff? Like, what are you doing? How do you pay this?
Well, normally it would be a gold piece per cup, but since Mr. Yao is paying, we won't talk about the details now, will we?
All right, man, I'm not judging you. That's some good stuff.
So Regios, hearing all of this, you take a swig of the stuff, and it is the kind of thing that would peel the paint off of a door, or you'd use to clean out an engine or something. Like, oh man, this stuff burns like hell. You can feel your tongue almost dissolving with this liquid, and it corroding your throat all the way down, where it then settles in your gut. And yeah, you can feel the warmth, but instead of being pleasant, nice, fun warmth, it's more like, oh shit, you just swallowed a torch warmth.
And Sir Regios closes his eyes. He visibly turns red for a moment. And then he takes a deep breath and goes, I never could handle this. And then just goes, well, if this is the drink of my choice for the night, it is what it is.
You know what, Sir Regios, roll me 100 side.
12.
Say again?
12.
12. Okay. I was debating whether I would have Zoo give you a glass of milk to go with it, but that's a low enough roll. You're safe. I won't humiliate you in that way.
I mean, you still could, and I would play it through, but
No. The dice have spoken. If you said something, Mr. Ross, we can't hear you.
still can't hear you, buddy.
Yeah,
1 second. Got it. And also, I'm going to make a quick apology. If at any point in time tonight that my voice gives way or starts to crack or anything, I apologize. I've been losing my voice over the course of this week. The new job has me talking way more than a tech should, but it is what it is. So I had issues on the live stream last night. I might have some issues during the night's recording, so
I think everyone would agree that hearing less of you talk would be better.
I don't know. I have mixed feelings.
It's because you won't be able to have banter with Ronnie if I can't talk, that's why.
I mean, that's true, but that might also keep him from getting killed.
He's like, you're mad. He's like, you're not gonna get a husband with that lip. Say something like that.
Terrible.
I mean, Mr. Yao seems to like it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be liking her as much as the Corey fella, though. Not at least he's not trying to get in her pants yet.
Yo, Mr. Yao's a gentleman.
Indeed, he is. And actually, after downing his whiskey, which only took him 2 gulps for the record, he's a big dude. He sort of puts the cup on the bar along with some gold coins, nods to Zoo and turns to the rest of you and says,
Well, I have duties to attend to, so you all have a wonderful evening and good luck with your mission.
and with a bow, he turns and exits the tavern.
Good day.
As he leaves, Ronnie walks over to Stryker, grabs him from the behind on his left shoulder, and pulls him in real closely and then whispers in his ear, "Take a walk with me."
Uh-oh. This is the part where Stryker gets executed in a back alley.
That's the first thing that went through my head. I was like, what did I do? But I said, wait, I know Ronnie. She wouldn't ask me to walk. She'll just kill me straight up. So I was like, okay. What? I know her better than I know anybody. She'll just try to kill me right here now if she wanted to kill me.
I mean,
That's true.
That is probably true. Yeah.
That's like 100% true. So Ronnie is going to walk towards the bathing area
Mm-hmm.
and take Stryker with her.
All right, then. So you guys start heading down the bar, and there's that door on the far side that leads to the basement area. Let me check something here. Noel, since you're sitting pretty close to them, you notice as Stryker and Ronnie walk past you, heading for that door on the far side, you notice that Ronnie has actually got her hand around Stryker's shoulder, which is kind of an unusual show of closeness for Ronnie.
Don't you dare say
You doing anything? You doing anything? You saying anything?
Oh, look at Stryker. Their kid. Hopefully, the kid is as big as the woman. That's what I said.
Terrible.
That's probably the liquor talking.
Oh man.
Hey, man, I yell at Striker, don't do anything you'll regret. That's what I tell him.
I'd be like,
As he says that, does Sir Regios take notice, or is Sir Regios still just slightly impaired from it?
Oh, Sir Regios is totally impaired by his drink.
In that case, since he is impaired from his drink, Sir Regios is going to stumble his way over to the twins.
Oh boy. All right.
oh Lord. Well, so you think I'm the one?
and since he's drunk, this is where we're going to have a little fun. So, what was the girl's name again?
Girl's name is Gadok.
Gadok, thank you. So we're gonna gallivant over to Gadok and like plop down next to her, like full plop.
All right, and you plop down next to Gadok, and she's sort of been watching you as you approach her, and then go to sit down, and she just grins that Cheshire Cat grin, and Sergios, what brings you to our table?
Gadok. Oh man, if she's walking away with Stryker, that means you're not gonna get your last shot to get in his pants.
Last shot? I don't know.
Oh, we're all going to die tomorrow. Didn't you know?
Oh, you're awfully pessimistic. That's why I was never that interested in you, dear.
Oh, don't worry. When we all die, we'll go out in a glorious blaze. But unfortunately, that means that Tiamat still won't get what he wants.
Yeah.
And with that, he just takes another drink right in front of her.
And then Noel yells out, tell her jaw's crooked. If she's talking shit.
After he takes another gulp of his drink, he goes, you know what's funny? I always thought that you and Stryker were terrible together. But looking at it now after today, you guys were almost made for each other. You're both insane.
I don't know about you. I'm totally right of mine. You
I'm about to say.
Gadok actually turns to her brother and grins some more, and he says, I think he's finally beginning to understand.
Oh, man.
It's all an act.
You know what? Wait a second here. I gotta check something now.
Oh, look at Mikey got some HyperX's. I just noticed that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, new headphones.
Really good headset. I used to have
They are very
HyperX
nice.
like 3 years ago. Yeah.
Moving on up.
It's
Gadok,
funny. He's got something new. I've got something old. Jason is something borrowed.
3 times.
Yep.
Yep.
Hey, things happen, man. Things happen. You can't judge.
Technically, if I really want to count, it's about like 9. But we're not counting that.
Oh, poor baby. Borrowed and thrown away and picked back up again.
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Never the bride.
Mm-hmm. Gadok actually motions for Zoo to bring them another round of drinks, including for Sergios. And Sergios, as you're chuckling, another one of those tall mugs of that fiery, spicy whiskey is laid in front of you, as well as in front of Gadok and Gadok. Gadok picks up hers and clinks it against your glass and says, "To our impending doom."
And with the mug that still has alcohol in it before picking up that fresh one, he goes, "Here's to dying tomorrow!" And then immediately just chugs the rest of that down.
And I go, speak for yourself.
After he chugs it down, he just slams the mug on the table, kind of tries to stand up, and then maybe... well, wait, let's see how stable he is. Constitution check, I'm assuming?
Yeah, that would be that.
Oh, he rolled a 7 this time. Okay.
You do manage to get up without falling over on your face.
And if she was Gadok, the brother is...
Kadok.
Kadak. So
With a C.
he looks up. Yeah, so he looks at Kadak. Kadak, buddy, I will miss you when we die, because we both know we're not going to the same place. After
I
all,
wouldn't be so sure.
oh, but I'm named after a dragon. I will go to a dragon's heaven, where I will be able to fly with the spirits. And as he says that, he kind of does like a spin.
I like drunk Sergios. No, what are you doing during all this? I mean, this sort of spectacle is going on right in front of you.
I'm just being nosy and paying attention to what SpaghettiOs is saying to it.
Just watching. All right, I see how it is.
You also like to watch, huh?
Mm-hmm. If you like
Such
to
a
watch,
voyeur.
you probably should watch the other two who are sneaking away to do mysterious things in the basement. Ooh.
Ooh,
Wait, who's
voyeurism at its finest. Oh my.
Oh my.
my.
Mm-mm.
So, speaking of Stryker, Ronnie, you guys managed to get all the way to the basement door unmolested. You hear Sergius carrying on in the background.
I go, he was always a lightweight. This is why.
Ronnie's ignoring it all, and she's just trying to get the door open.
The door isn't locked. It comes open freely in your hand.
She walks through it, motions Stryker to step inside, closes the door behind them as gently as she can without making too much noise. Which is a different thing for Ronnie. So,
As I'm like,
she
is
says,
everything okay?
and she looks at Stryker, puts up a finger, and she begins to search around the area to make sure nobody else is in there with them.
All right. Give me a 12 side for perception.
Can I look too? as
Sure.
well?
I didn't hear that.
And I still got the same thing, so 8.
8.
I'm trying to separate the dice here. I'm trying. So Regios
So
is rolling on
you
the
said
top.
Constitution. So
This
I
is
got 4. No, you said
this is with
Perception.
perception check.
Oh, I only got a 4. She left me by the door, so she said, "No, stay there. I'll look." Like, okay, fine.
So, with your modifier, that's still a 7 overall. So the two of you quickly
Wait, you
make
said
your
7
way.
overall. Wait, you said 7 overall. I rolled
Stryker. For Stryker.
Oh, for Stryker. Oh, okay. No problem.
Mhm.
So the two of you search through the cellar area, and all you really find are casks of wine and spirits, and crates of food, and the little dividers for the shower stalls. Doesn't appear to be anybody else down there. The room is very dimly lit. There's only a single lantern hanging from the ceiling. It casts a lot of shadow. But as best you can tell, there's nobody else in the cellar right now except the two of you.
So she pulls Stryker over into like the far corner of the cellar area and speaks in whispered tones because just in case somebody is trying to eavesdrop from the other side. And the first words out of her mouth are, "How bad was it?"
When she says that, I just go, I already know what she's talking about. I'm just like, I try not to remember it. And then you see me getting emotional and like trying to get the words out, but I'm just like, if I could, I would have slit his throat right then and there when I saw him.
Okay. You have to promise me that no matter what, we're getting her back.
That's been my goal ever since I left. I made that promise to myself and her.
Ronnie takes a deep breath, closes her eyes for a minute, exhales. Now, how much shit are we in with these people?
How much time you got?
Just scale of a light grain of wheat to a ton of rocks.
I'll say we're about 80% in deep.
Ronnie tilts her head and scratches it. What's 80%?
Oh, I forgot you wasn't raised in a city. Let's just say if you have 100 rocks, right? You got 100 rocks. You throw 20 of them at somebody. That rest of that 80%, that's all you got left. You still ain't gonna get away. You still ain't gonna get away. They're still gonna catch you.
She takes this, kind of digests it in her own way. Okay. So what you're saying is that we'd probably be better off just killing them in the middle of the woods.
Yes.
Good.
If those twins are still with us by the time we find this thing, we're dead.
What is this thing?
So long ago.
Because Jason is terrible at his memory, we'll just skim through this part and act
No,
like he gave a proper explanation.
I actually remember what it is.
It's like one of Doug's flashbacks. He makes that sound.
I gotta do it.
I hate you so much.
To sum it up,
He's having a wet dream about Patty.
I'm gonna sum it up for her. Magic crystal, bad. And wrong hands, even worse. Either we destroy it or we hide it.
Does this crystal have a name?
It's called blah 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 blah. I don't care about the name. I just know it's bad, and we can't let them two take it to him.
All right then. Easy enough. Now then, where do we go from here?
Well, that's time for another story after that. Good night, folks.
She just rolls her eyes at this point and just shakes her head. All right, I get it. You don't want to go into this right now. Fine.
As I said, the walls have ears.
Why do you
And
think I've been whispering this whole time?
yeah, I learned from wolves. They don't whisper. They bark really loudly. Mostly just howl, but they do bark. It's weird. You never think wolves actually bark.
Okay, shut
but
up. We will
And
figure this out
while
later.
I'm doing that, why she say shout out this weekend, I like just encourage, you know what I'm saying? Just encourage.
She just nods her head in a weird way as to go with it. Anyway, let's just get back out there. I'm pretty sure Regios is drunk off his ass, and he won't be any good to us in that condition.
He's such a fucking lightweight.
As you say that, she pulls you in and then whispers in your ear, I think he's faking it. And then pushes you into a wall and then walks off.
And I'm like, yeah, no. I remember this one time at ukulele.
Don't care! And then she
Okay.
opens the door behind her and then walks off.
And while she does that, I'm just like, she's starting to come back to herself. Thank you. And you see I smile really hard, but you know, she don't see it, so I'm like, I miss her. What? The best times with me and Ronnie trying to kill each other half the time. I was like, just happy to have her back a little bit. And then I just walk out.
As you're sitting at the bar all by yourself, poor Noel, Zoo actually appears in front of you, and he looks at you a little conspiratorially. You're looking a little down there, my friend. I think I've got something here that'll pick you up. And he pulls out a small shot glass of a blue liquid and sets it down on the counter in front of you.
Is
He
it
leans
blue
in kind of conspiratorially and says, I picked this up from a fellow all the way up in a can. He says that it's Romulan ale or something like that. Supposed to knock your socks off. I think you'd like to try it. I'd like to give it to some of my other customers, but I don't know exactly if they'll like it. But you being from Uruk, I figure if you like it, they'll like it too. What do you say? It's on the house if you want to try it.
It's blue milk. That's from that Tatooine place down the street.
Tatooine. Whoa, what?
What?
I hate you so much right
What?
now.
That's the tavern, Tatooine. This is what it's called.
Wait, isn't that like a planet in Star Wars?
Yes, it is. But it's just fun to say it.
I hate you.
You said
Oh,
blue
I hate you
drink.
so much.
Hey, George Lucas. Oh, never mind. George Lucas doesn't own it no more. Disney will come and help you, man.
No, not Disney. Just Mickey Mouse. That's the last person you want knocking on your door. Ha ha! So, you think you're just gonna mention our product and not pay us? Ha ha! I don't think so, bitch! Open this door right now! Ha ha! I'm kicking your ass! Ha ha!
Fuck you.
I'm not dealing with that.
Fuck you, Mickey. Fuck you. Shut the fuck up. Everybody coming in.
He says as he kicks the door down with Donald and Goofy behind him.
But, oh man, what the hell? Daisy, what are you doing? Don't worry about it.
All right,
She's the
the
one
two
holding
of
the
you.
knife.
What are you doing, Noel? What are you doing?
What are you doing, man? What are you doing?
What are you buying? What are you selling?
Would you choose, Tom?
Uncle.
Terrible.
What? I can never have my moments.
Nope.
He's trying to decide what he's doing.
You taking the red pill or the blue pill?
He's really thinking about this, dude. He's like, do I want to die
Take
today?
the drink. Take the drink.
Are you with us, Goat?
Take the drink.
I'm not drinking it.
Not drinking it?
Oh.
All right.
Oh, I was thinking, I was like, should I have like adventure? An adventure? I'm like, no, I don't want an adventure. I don't want to.
Fair
Ronnie's
enough.
gonna come around the corner at this time.
Hey, Ronnie! Come over here. I've got something for you.
And Ronnie takes a whiff, looks down knowingly, and goes, "Oh my stars! I haven't seen that in ages."
It's fresh in from a can. I was hoping I could get our friend from Uruk here to try it out. Help me feel out the audience.
And halfway through, she takes the shot glass and takes it to the head.
Give me a con check.
She ain't afraid of that blue milk.
That is an 8.
So you down it all in one go, and it's very smooth, pleasant down the hatch. As expected, since you've had this before, although it was a very long time ago. The effects take a few seconds to manifest. You really do see stars start to appear in your vision. Everything gets brighter and warmer and cozier, and it reminds you of a nice warm crackling fire back at home. And this sort of mellow feeling settles over you, like,
And as it does, Ronnie just leans back against the bar, tilts her head back, and just goes, I've missed this. Takes the shot glass, flips it upside down, and puts it on the bar, and just continues to vibe.
There we go. That's the reaction I was hoping for. It is the good stuff after all.
Oh, this is more than just the good stuff. The effect that this has on the mind and the body. You could be in the worst of moods, and this will just brighten your day.
And Noel's like, that sounds addictive. Like,
She immediately after hearing that, her eyes pop open. She snaps up and looks at Noel. Addicting? No. But I will say that this drink has saved me from many of curse days.
all right, and I go cope, and I just don't say anything.
You want to rise to this, but you've got that nice mellow feeling still.
You know, in most scenarios, no, I'd be willing to blunt you right in the face, but this stuff is so relaxing.
Alright, enjoy your stupor.
Hey Z, how's the food coming along?
And right as you ask that, it slides in front of you.
And she looks down at the plate with all the meat on there and whatnot, and she looks back up and goes, "Eat up, boys. It's probably going to be our last supper," according to SourceU over there, who is at this point somewhere between barely holding himself up on the twins' table and being completely slumped over on it like this, while laughing hysterically.
Sounds like you folks are in for a fun evening.
Somebody's going to die.
Maybe all y'alls are going to die.
Maybe,
Yeah.
kind of.
Hey,
Let's see.
everybody dies.
I'm gonna say all of y'all's roll 100 sides for me.
Oh, really?
shucks.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, 100 sides for everybody.
Alright. Let me roll in my hand.
Make sure I got the right ones in my hands, too.
For SourceU, which at this point, with him being in drunk.
Oh man, that's terrible. I got an 88. Oh, that's
88.
terrible.
What'd you get for Seregios? I didn't hear you.
67.
Wow, I also got a 67 for the twins.
Dead even.
I've just been waiting for this.
What'd you roll?
71.
Oh, we all had terribly high numbers.
You know what the sad thing is? There were 3 rolls away from just 2 numbers away from 69. Absolute perfect.
I
God
know.
damn it.
Did you roll something for Ronnie?
Yeah, I rolled a 18 for her.
Remember, your microphone's very directional, so when you're looking away at your dice mat, I can't hear a thing you're saying.
Sorry,
You
I
said
rolled an 18.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Ronnie, you, still in your very pleasant, relaxed, mellow state, eat your fill and call for a room, emphasizing this time to Zoo that it needs to be free of bedbugs, which he profusely apologizes for and promises to get you a better room. And then you actually are the first to head up to bed, and are pleasantly surprised to see that it is a different room, and the bed actually looks somewhat clean. Maybe. Possibly.
Ronnie's just gonna do her usual check. She's not taking any chances tonight.
Stryker, you hang out a little while longer and get another drink or two before you decide that you're going to call it an evening. And call for a room. Are you
Sounds about right.
Are you and Noel going to share a room since poor Noel doesn't have any money with which to buy one?
Nope, he'll be fine.
I'll sleep on the floor. God dang, man.
I was gonna say Ronnie is actually gonna offer up her room with the 2 of them.
Really?
Yes.
She
Wow.
and that type of stuff. Okay, I see you, Rod.
You try to
Just
be
like
a good
that.
compadre, and everybody assumes you're a slut.
Just like that, Stryker got himself uninvited.
Oh, I ain't say that out loud.
Hey, Noel's married. He's like, I'm good. Like, but thanks.
I take her up.
How about you know, I believe in equality. How about I sleep on the floor the first half and you sleep on the floor the second?
Ronnie looks at you and goes, "Or we can play a game and see who gets to bed."
Oh, what's that game? I'm expecting some smart aleck answer. I'm like, all right.
And Ronnie pulls out Sir Regios's deck of cards that for some reason were just randomly on the floor in the middle of the bar. I guess he dropped them.
Well, he's drunk out of his mind.
That's true.
And she goes, "I learned a card game. I think they called it 21."
Oh, wow. I never heard of this. Is that native to your land?
No, I actually learned it while I was here.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Well, how do you play?
So, you take these cards, and the idea is to get 21 total. The face cards count as 10. This ace right here, that is this one, counts as either 1 or 11, is what I believe they said.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other numbers are the other numbers.
Okay. And what if we go over?
Then you lose.
Oh, so regardless how close you are, if you go over, you lose.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Fine. We'll draw.
And she looks over at Stryker. You want to get in on this?
I'm already sharing a room. I'm good with you. They can have fun. I don't care. I'll sleep on the floor.
Fair enough. I guess, how do you want to do this? You want to roll 12s or you want to run the 20s?
20s.
Right. Oh, baby. 18. Beat that.
Damn, I got a 7. Damn it.
Well, I guess that settles it. Ronnie gets the bed, and Noel gets the floor next to Stryker.
I got the fun.
He gets his own little corner. I got my own.
You guys head up to the room and get yourselves settled. Seregios, you pass out completely smashed drunk on the table with the twins, who are just sort of snickering over you as you pass out.
P5 I smell dragon's piss and rum.
So
I thought that might tickle somebody's fancy.
yes. Ronnie, you and the boys wake up the next morning, not as hungover as you expected to be, considering your revelries. I will say that Stryker and Noel, you guys do have a little bit of a hangover, but it definitely could be worse.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, there were no shenanigans in the evening.
Yeah, I know, right? I was being decent.
Here we go.
Roll me 100 side.
Here we go again with these goddamn bed bugs. 46. That's probably not enough.
46?
46.
Yeah, you wake up without any bed bugs this time.
Oh shit, let's go.
I rolled a 94.
Ooh-wee, that's luck. Okay, so Ronnie wakes up. First thing she actually does is start checking her hair.
As far as you can tell, you're good.
Then she looks at the bed and kind of just presses down on it a little bit just to see. And when she realizes that nothing's crawling, she just takes a big sigh of relief and goes, "Finally! Oh, time for a shower." And she grabs her axe in her bag, and then she looks down on the floor, and I guess because she's on the one closest to the window, so I'll ask you guys, who's sleeping closest to the window?
I'll sleep close to the window.
Okay. So she'll look down at Noel, and she'll just kind of lightly kick him right in his foot to kind of wake him up.
Oh, no common courtesy. You can't tap him in the shoulder.
And she goes, ahem, to make him look up to see that she's carrying everything.
Oh. I guess you had no choice.
Yeah, you might want to come down and get a quick shower before we go.
A shower? You mean a bath?
Oh, right. You should see the facilities here. Quite different.
Wait, what's a shower?
You'll see. Come on.
Oh, alright.
And as they start to walk out the room and come past Stryker, she immediately kicks Stryker, same way, right in the foot. Come on. Wake up. You might want to shower before we go.
And you hear Noel go, "Holy crap, you press this lever and water comes out this little hose on the top."
I didn't realize Uruk was so primitive.
What? I thought it was like, oh man, I have to draw my bath, get the hot water, and mix. It's like, oh.
She didn't realize I was already up.
Couldn't sleep last night.
I woke up early.
Well, come on, let's get ourselves fresh.
Alright. Let's get up and go. Grab all my stuff. It's like, where'd Noel go?
To the showers.
Oh,
You mean-
cool.
You mean
Oh, man,
his bath?
I don't need a bucket to wash my hair. It's just laying on top of me.
Seriously, how primitive are they over in Uru?
Oh man, it's like I need to build this in my house.
I'm used to like washing up in lakes and stuff, but he
He's like, what?
never even.
And Noel's like, where's the water coming from?
You guys playing this up like it's real fancy. I can't wait till you actually get to the basement. He gets to see what it really is.
As we're going towards the showers, Ronnie's gonna take a quick peek in to see if Regios is still slumped over on the table.
Oh, yeah. So you guys come down to the main room, and this early in the morning, there's nobody around. And you notice right away Seregios is spread eagle on his stomach on the table where he was passed out last night. Butt ass naked. All of his stuff is like in a pile on the floor.
You know, I'm not even sure I want to know the answer to this question.
He's like, oh, that's gross. It looks like a camel's chin. Put some clothes on.
Seregios, roll me 100 side to see how bad your hangover is.
It's not the only thing hanging. He's like, what's going on?
Directional microphone, can't hear you.
Yeah, hold on. It's got a weird angle on it. I'm gonna call it at 70. I'm gonna call it at 71. Yeah, I'm gonna call it at 71.
So,
It's a weird
when you guys come down the stairs and Ronnie, you speak to him, Sergio doesn't stir. You just hear.
Oh, hold on. Wait. I got this one.
There we go.
Dragon's feathers. Root ale. By the boatload. Yes, I'll have more mead with that. No, Bertha. Mine.
Sir Helios is never going to live this down.
I don't know what a Bertha is, but this is a little bit sad.
Sounds sad.
And with that, Ronnie, instead of just trying to gently wake him, is just going to kick the table over and see if that wakes him instead.
Nope.
I'm surprised you rolled for it and didn't make me roll for it.
I wanted to see if the table was going to fall on his head. But no,
Oh, okay.
no. He just sort of falls off the table as the table gets knocked over, slumps onto the floor, now on his back, displaying everything for all to see, but still completely passed out.
I will like, no, give him the 1,000 fingers of death. That should wake him up.
Oh, no, he knows that move?
What the hell are you two talking about?
Huh? Nothing?
Something that Noel picked up in the brothel.
Just like Tungalingus, you remember that?
I hate you.
I tried that on my wife and she didn't give me a lip for like 2 months.
Again,
Everything I
the
said.
hell are you two talking about?
Good times, no, good times. You know what I'm
Good
saying?
You know
If it
what?
weren't for
I
that
don't even think I
moment-
want to know.
She could have divorced me. I gave her that move. She said she loved me. I was like, yeah, this is.
I mean, is your marriage even legal? I'm just saying.
Of course. I got her father's blessing.
Uh,
Yeah, I remember. You,
With that, with all that nonsense going on, Ronnie just kind of grabs Sir Regios and hoists him over her shoulder, and then kind of looks up at Striker and goes, "Can you grab his shit?"
Yeah, I got you.
And then she proceeds to head towards the showers.
Yeah, just drop his shit. No, I'll pick it up and drag it. I'm not carrying it.
You start dragging his shit, leaving a little trail of stuff as you go. As it falls out of his pack. You guys go down the stairs to the basement. And Noel, your hopes for a high-tech, very fancy thing are kind of dashed upon the rocks when you behold it's just a set of stalls with a rickety wooden divider between each one, a stool in the middle of each stall with a bucket, and a little bit of what looks like animal fat for soap. And there's a drain in the floor.
I'm like, oh. Oh, well. You know, I mean, it's still cool. I'm still going to build one in my house.
Attaboy.
He's like, obviously, I just need to find out how to get the water source, but I'll figure it out.
You got a well right next to your house.
Yeah, but how we got to pump this, you know?
Yeah, I don't know about that. You better start sucking, buddy.
And with that statement of start sucking, Ronnie immediately throws Sir Regios into one of the stalls, takes the bucket, and then just unceremoniously splashes it right in his face.
All right. I'm not even going to make you roll for that one, because the shock of the ice-cold water hitting you is enough to wake you up. But you do have a splitting hangover.
Oh, my head.
Hey, good morning, princess.
Oh, don't act like you've never seen it before.
I mean, remember that one time at ukulele camp?
God, I hate you. And he looks up and realizes that Ronnie's holding the bucket and just goes, "Why did you let her do that to me? Wait, who even brought me down here? Where's my stuff?"
It's right here. I got it. It's right there.
Oh, well, you were, like, in a compromised position, i.e. naked, looking like a fool.
Oh, and one of the twins said they had a good time last night.
Oh, don't fancy yourself that. Trust me, they wouldn't. They love you too much. However,
I don't know. One of them said you can take it really well.
Huh. Although, I will say, this isn't the first time I've woken up naked on a bar table.
Wow.
So, roll me 100 side.
I'm like,
yes.
Does your father know about this?
Yes. Come on.
I roll a 50.
I rolled a 1.
There's no way I was beating that unless it was a 69. So.
Nope. I had to do it. I'm sorry.
Wow, you got a 1?
Yeah, you do feel a little bit of tenderness around your nether regions, and it occurs to you that there is a small possibility that what Stryker says might be true.
Oh dear Lord, I swear, if Gadok and I don't want.
She's a frisky little cat, you know what I'm saying?
Shut up! And he immediately gets up, suddenly sobers up, marches into another stall, grabs another bucket, grabs the animal fat, and just goes and starts scrubbing super hard.
And then Noel goes like, "Are you sure you're gonna talk to the town's medicine man? I don't think she's safe."
Medicine woman, actually, and trust me, I'll be seeing her very, very soon. If you excuse me, I have more scrubbing to do.
Are you scrubbing because it itches, or are you scrubbing because you just? I mean, it's just.
It's because it's her.
Oh, okay. So
This adventure is starting off swimmingly, isn't it?
I heard there's some herbs for that. I don't know.
It's going to take a lot of herbs for that.
As that's happening, Ronnie just steps into another stall.
They also told me it never goes away. It's like it comes out like in like.
Okay, I'll be right back. We'll go to hit the head real quick. I'll be right back. I can't after all this. I can't hold it after all this stuff. I hate you.
They say like it comes and goes. You know.
Back after this commercial break.
What do they call an Urk? Burpees, Kerp, something.
I'm literally crying right now. Oh crap!
I'm so glad you suggested that. Thank you for putting evil notions in my head.
Oh, thank you for the one.
The universe heard your idea and was like, yes, this needs to happen.
Shit, y'all did it with me with that man. Why not? I got drunk off my ass.
I knew I was the right man not to drink that stuff.
Oh yeah. So while Sergius is frantically scrubbing himself in the one stall, are you guys going to pick your own stalls, or are you just gonna watch the show as he tries to salvage his health?
I'm getting a stall right next to him, so I can just sit there and go, hey, scrub harder.
I don't think that washes the disease away, but well, at least.
It's like, you need some help? No? I can go get one of the twins.
Striker's offered to go get the twins to help Sergius scrub.
Sergius immediately grabs Striker by the back of the throat and goes, "Don't you dare!" And immediately starts scrubbing hard again.
You don't feel no burning sensation, no itching, nothing? You're good, right?
And he looks up at you. No, and if that starts happening, I'm going to hurt someone. And he immediately starts scrubbing again.
And look,
look at you passing blame for your irresponsible decision.
all you need is just a little tenderness.
He looks up at Striker. But you've willingly had sex with that.
I never had sex with her. I never had sex with her.
Remember that one night?
Nope, I never have it.
And Noel's like, "You're lying, Striker. You probably hit it, and you probably."
I've done a lot of things, but that, no. This is why the game is still going on, because she really wants it, and I won't give it to her. Can't just give all of it away.
And as you say that, you hear from a stall, like 2 stalls down from you, all you hear is Ronnie go, and then some splashing of some water, and that's about it.
If I was rudely interrupted, I'll say, you don't give this all away, unlike somebody I know. And just looks at me, I was like, oh, you give it up on the first night. God damn.
God, I hate you. And he immediately just starts.
And Ronnie, you still a virgin. Shut up.
Ronnie slowly peeks her head around the corner. You don't know what I am. And then peeks her head back into the stall.
And then Noel's like, "Oh, she a hoe."
She pops her head back out again. No, I just don't give it up for any old person. Or for free.
Oh,
yeah, that's what they all say. I work at a whorehouse, lady. Trust me.
So what she's saying is,
How often do you sample the goods?
oh, damn.
I can't, because I'm married.
And she just looks at you.
And I stick my head and look at Ronnie. I say, look, can't.
And for some reason, for the first time ever, her and Stryker are on the same page. When Stryker puts his hands up for the quotations, Ronnie joins him.
I swear, I'll never do that, my wife. I'll never.
Sure you wouldn't. And your wife isn't working there either.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't. Yeah,
she doesn't keep the books.
So Regios just stops scrubbing and looks up at Noel. Is your marriage okay?
It's fantastic. I haven't seen her in months, but I'm pretty sure she's loyal. I mean, she's been looking at, Like guy.
How often are you away from home again?
Depends if they send me a long expedition or not. But before this adventure, my last big travel was like a couple months prior. Like I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I see it. I feel sorry for you. And then he goes.
but I got something nice from the brothel. One of the ladies used. It's a Dido, Dido. I don't know how to pronounce it, but
Ronnie pokes her head up. You gave your wife something that a whore uses? For shame. And it goes back into the
I peek out.
better that than another man. That's what it's.
I peek out and go. I'm pretty sure she's got what he's got right now. Put my head back in there.
On that, so Regios just starts scrubbing some more.
Oh, you guys!
I promise, because I just noticed my arm movement in the camera. I promise, I'm not jerking off.
Oh, you know what it is? You ever play a Telltale game like The Walking Dead? It goes above Noel's head. It's like Noel will remember that.
Yes. Yes, Noel will remember this.
Then I peek out and said, "Oh, so you telling me that the whores use that one device? So just like that one game, they all have it."
You gotta change it out as man. I would, or you might, the lady might get splinters. You gotta change it out every once in a while. He's like, you get those glasses with an arm and a light.
After this, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to finish taking my shower.
As you say that, Sir Regios just suddenly starts scrubbing real hard across his chest for some reason. It almost looks like he's trying to make himself bleed. And you just hear, wash away the filth. Let's wash away the filth. Be strong, Regios. You're a dragon, damn it!
So what if I was sitting there just thinking out loud? I was like, what if the brother has something to do with it too? I'm pretty sure he's okay.
You have to say you're strong. You're not strong.
I say the sister might have not have did it. What if it was the brother? He always been kind of funny to me. I'm sure he's okay. And just keep scrubbing his stuff.
As you say that, for some reason, Sir Regios stops for a minute, thinks it over, tries to see if he can remember stuff from last night, and it just goes back to scrubbing.
One day we'll make it out of the shower. So, excuse us, we're staying here the rest of the episode. So
no, we're not. Damn it, we're
This
moving
is
on.
the best banter that you guys have had all game, all of you together.
Yeah, that's
Oh, yo, that Ron, you need any more soap?
Ronnie pokes her head around the corner. Actually, I am running low. Could you slide me a bar?
I got you. And I go to the next stall over and said, "Oh, here's an extra one." And I go and I walk part way. I don't go further because I'm not trying to get this kid. I catch, and I toss it to her.
Now you're gonna make me tell you to roll a 20 side to see if you actually toss it to her or smack her in the face with it.
Come on.
Wow, that sounds dirty.
Wait, should I be rolling the catch then?
Let's see what he gets on the 20 side.
I got a 12.
Yeah, Ronnie, roll me a 12 side for a dex to see if you can catch this thing, because that was a bad throw.
That is a 9. Nope, that's a 5.
A 5.
What's your plus?
You hear him say catch, and you look up, and over the divider comes the soap right into your face.
Forehead or nose?
Forehead. Not so
Okay.
bad as it hits the nose.
Okay, as it hits me in the forehead and bounces, Ronnie just catches it and goes, "Thanks, terrible throw."
It was slippery. Gosh.
Wait, it is slippery. Wait, you grabbed a used one?
No, my hands are wet.
She shrugs her shoulders and just starts.
And I just go,
Does it occur to Ronnie that all of the soap bars are used?
Actually, in that moment, it does.
And I'm like, say, so hey, Regios, hey, just make sure you take your soap with you. I don't think nobody wants to use that after you. So I'm like to my stuff.
So Reggie, you just hear a splash of water from his thing, and then he kind of just like peeks his head around. What bar?
I was like, and I just go give him a mile here, just in case.
You might be a nuisance, but you're a good guy, and I thank you for that. And then he immediately goes back to scrubbing. At this point, you've noticed like all of his top half up to about like around his pelvic area has been scrubbed to the point where it looks like he's bleeding.
Oh, turn red? Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
I don't think you can wash the disease away.
I'm pretty sure he'll try. He'll try. He's been trying
I will succeed. I am a dragon.
He's been trying to get rid of me for years. Obviously, he can't.
Burpees? Herpes? I'm trying to find it. What do you have?
Yeah, Kirby. You know, I remember Kirby.
Oh, yeah, Kirby? Yeah, Kirby's.
I remember Kirby.
Smurpies?
Smurpies. I don't know about Smurpies. Ain't they little blue things?
Yeah, like from some fictional book I read.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought those were called derpies.
No. Derbies are the ones from the mountains. The Smurpies are the ones from the little mushroom forest, I think they call it. I think they was just on a bad trip. I think they just ate some bad mushrooms.
I think my wife read that book. He said it was stupid and.
Your wife sounds like she would say it was stupid. She works at a brothel, man. Come on.
No, my wife does not work at the brothel. She stay at home.
Sure, she doesn't.
I know, right?
She stayed home, and then it started goes. She stayed at home with no job, with no kids. He's like, "Shut up, you."
Yeah, I know, right? I was about to say that soon. I said she ain't got no kids. She ain't got no job. She ain't got shit to do.
Way back in Uruk, Joel's house is just lit up. There's like a disco ball hanging in the living room. You can hear, "Turn up the rock!"
You had a bunch of little bells and somebody
all
with
the drum
and stuff.
All the lute players, all the viola players come over.
There's a little war drum, and he's just hitting it for the bass line. I'm gonna come back home and say, "Oh, this is bumping." Like,
like shots. I was like,
and they're literally taking shots at somebody with a bow and arrow.
That one extra musician has that 14-string lute, and he's like, "What the hell?"
Oh, yes. What the hell's going on in there?
We call this metal. I was like, "What is going on?" It's a little rough.
We call it soft rock. Like, why you call it soft rock? Because we have a rock and it's soft. See, look. Ding! Like, what the hell was that?
Oh my
I'm not 100% sure, but I think you broke the mighty mage there.
I'm just. Yeah. Let's not let Stryker design any ancient ancient musical instruments. That's still.
You hit
soft
a
rock.
drum with the rock.
You know what? It sounds like I'm joking. There's a 14-string lute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
No.
That part.
Okay.
That part.
It's a small harp. That's pretty much what you want to call it. It's like a small.
No, it's weird. It's weird looking. It's weird. Man.
It's that's the one with like the little horseshoe.
A lute looks like a regular acoustic guitar. The lute is like the old version because like a guitar evolved over the years, and then the lute is one of the grandfathers of the classical guitar, and then it's just
like. Oh, you hear somebody like, what the hell is that?
You guys ever see a 12-string
guitar? Took a bow to it and decided they're playing Shinsuke Nakamura's theme song.
There you go.
You guys ever see a 12-string guitar before? It doesn't have 12 strings like you'll see like it's like it looks like a 6-string guitar, but each string is double string.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird looking. It's like so it's supposed to sound different. So you can just play it like a regular acoustic, because each string has 2 strings like right next to each other, touching. It does sound surreal though. It's kind of
That's what Noel's wife plays. Oh yes, turn it.
Hey! Don't you dare get us demonetized before we get monetized again.
Wait, you didn't miss it? Let me finish.
Too late for that.
What are you talking about, man?
Yeah,
this
it's
is probably the last episode we ever make today.
Oh,
we had
in
you
that
looking.
case, good night, everybody.
Shoot, we said so many different things. We had you look like you were jerking off. We talked
Still
about
just scrubbing
burpees.
away.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about burpees, the crabos.
Noel's wife having illustrious parties and sex behind his back. Yeah, we've touched on it all.
Yeah, she's having sex parties. I mean, what?
Yep, we're doomed. We're all doomed.
Oh, she's like she'll never do that ever.
I look at Ronnie and I'm like, sure.
Ronnie just shakes her head.
And then I finish up with my shower, dry myself off, and I start getting dressed. Because we've been here long enough talking about Noel's wife being a dirty, dirty girl.
It does about the same. And as she's grabbing her stuff, she calls over to Sir Regios. You finished bleeding yourself out yet? As she says that, you just hear another loud splash, and he pokes his head out. Just about.
His underwear hurts when he tries to put it on because his skin is so tender from scrubbing so on.
I turn around, look at Ronnie, I was like, and enough scrubbing to get rid of what he just went through.
I agree. So, man.
And I'm like, did you lose some weight, Ronnie? You haven't been working out lately, huh?
She goes and looks up, thinks about it. Let's see. Stay on the boat. Nauseous. Working in the quarry. Not so bad. Yeah, probably mostly from the gagging and throwing up I did after getting off that boat.
Yeah. When we get back, we're going to pump some iron together.
She just kind of tilts her head to the side and goes, you work in a black mill. You work in a blacksmith's forge.
You never use the hammer to hit stones to get some good some...
Well, yeah, I did, but I just kind of assumed, huh, you learn something new about people every day. She just picks up her bag.
And then I go back. Oh, there was that one time I did work in the blacksmith place, but we don't talk about those days.
Well, like what happened? No, I'm curious now, Striker.
No, we don't talk about those days.
No, I press X for doubt. Tell me.
Well, I said, I'll tell you if you tell me that your wife is not cheating on you.
Yeah, I look Striker right in his face. So all seriousness, it's like my wife's on street on me.
And then I just walk away.
Ronnie walks up and puts her hand on Noel's shoulder. You walked right into that one, buddy. And then walks off. And Sir Regios finally gets dressed and he grabs his stuff and he's checking his pouches and he goes, has anybody seen my playing cards? Or for that matter, the assortment of poison vials I had? They appear to be missing.
I just walk up the steps.
I get the feeling he did something. And so Regios just follows out.
I said, and I look down and said, oh, it's still there. And I kick it under the table so he can't find it. I was like, well, did you check where you were laying at last night? You know what I'm saying?
Sir Regios immediately looks at the table as it's flipped on its side and goes, huh, must have been a hell of a night last night. Walks over to the table, searches around for the vial.
Roll 12 side for perception.
he ain't gonna find that when he rolled a 4.
Yeah, you find nothing.
I'm like,
Except some very concerning stains on the floor.
I walk over and I said, "Look, it's right here, man. Come on."
And as you're holding the vial and you're saying that, you notice that he has this face where it just looks like he's frozen for some reason.
I mean, it's a little sticky, but I'm pretty sure it's okay. Give it to him.
And he goes, "Dear Lord, I hope those are my fluids." Wait, I hope they're not my fluids. Wait, I hope. Look. God.
Oh, you,
And he takes the vial out of your hand and just shoves it into his pack.
and it knows like, man, you snitched on yourself. Like, don't worry, I won't tell anybody.
Oh, Ronnie, I forgot to say this earlier when you went to get the room, since you shared it with everybody. Remove 1 silver piece from your money bag for the room and board. And how many coppers do you have currently?
Ronnie has
Very directional, Mike.
0 coppers.
0 coppers. Okay.
150 gold though. So.
Okay. No, the tavern still appears to be empty. The bar area is bare, except for you hear a light coming from behind the counter.
Ronnie peeks her head over the counter.
And there's a small cot laid out on the floor just behind the counter, and Zoo is curled up in that cot, snoring peacefully, apparently guarding his wares in case somebody would try to pilfer something from the shelves above.
That's a good lad. Ronnie just, looks at the others. Just try not to wake him. And heads for the door. Sir Regios still skulks around. He's just wondering about his card deck now. I could have swore, I don't even think I pulled it out last night, right? We didn't play any games, right? Right? And then just kind of follow Ronnie's out, and you just hear him calling out to Ronnie, "Hey, have you seen my cards?"
No, you just following him out, or you doing something?
Yeah, I'm following him out. I don't know what I'm going to do, and why am I going to stick around?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what's going on?
You guys step outside, and Seregios, you notice as soon as you walk out the door that it is, incredibly unpleasantly bright out this morning.
Oh, my eyes. I suddenly wish I had more of a dragon's eye than usual. And as he says that, he looks over at Ronnie, and Ronnie is just sitting there shuffling the deck of cards that she took off the floor. Are those my cards? Huh? Oh. Found these on the floor. Are these yours? Yes. Oh. Here you go. She just kind of shoves them into his chest. Knowing that he's still kind of off balance, so he stumbles back a bit.
Oh, man, he's still messed up from that drink? Dang.
As he clutches the cards to his chest, he goes, "Hey, I'll be just fine. Just you wait. Just need a little water is all." And he kind of frantically pushes the cards together neatly and slides them into his pouch.
When you say water, what do you mean by water?
Do you not understand what water is? The wet substance that flows throughout the land that you happen to use for washing and eating with food and such.
Oh, okay. You're not using that. So you're not. This is not a code name for more liquor, right? Okay, I'm just all right.
What sort of sad life do you lead?
I don't know. I know people like that.
I mean,
water doesn't mean water. Yeah. They put some clear liquor in their cup and say, "See, it's water," and it's like actually hard liquor. I don't know. Some people just do things like.
And just as you say that, you see two young men walk past you, and they hold up a flask, and they go, "Hey, guess what? This ain't water." Sir Regios immediately looks back at you. This is some sort of joke, right? You paid those guys to do that, right?
No, just even they're even they know you have a problem.
Oh man, that was well timed. Good job. So Regios just still too hungover to really have a true response. Just kind of just shakes his head, puts his hands in his face. Let's just get the day started and over.
All right, let's go.
So, where are you going to?
I'm just following them.
So, knowing the twins are probably following us. And so Regios knows that if he goes anywhere else other than where they're supposed to go, he's not going to be able to shake them. But since they only think that the partial map is the only location, he's just going to walk to that part of the forest that was shown on the map.
How are you going to get there?
I'm trying to remember. Hold on. Let me see if we have this map thing. I probably don't. I don't think I actually got the file off you, did I?
Mm-mm. The magic map. Did you think I was going to give you the file?
Oh, not for the full thing, just for that partial version of it. I don't think I got that off you either. I don't believe.
I can share that.
Oi, oi.
Mm-hmm. This one?
No. That's the document.
What are you looking for?
The partial half of the magic map. The one that was incomplete before the flames touched it.
There wasn't one that was incomplete before the flames touched it. This is
there
what
was.
the document was before the flames touched it.
Oh, well then.
Are you talking about the map that Ronnie bought?
Yeah, sure, let's go with that.
That was this one.
Okay. Alright, so let's see. If we're here in the city and the magic map essentially took us down this way, but they wouldn't know that because they only saw what's from what you said supposedly is just a bunch of text. So, hey, Striker,
so
how do you feel about leading them into that little wooded area near the Laogai Lake? Right there. Just off the beaten path.
that little corner right there?
Yep.
Yeah, that should work.
Okay. So I think that's the plan that Sir Regios is coming up with in his head. Because again, they didn't get to see the map. So works for me. So Sir Regios kind of slaps himself a couple times to try to shake the cobwebs. Starts kind of shaking himself off a little bit and goes, so how do we want to do this? Do we want to rush it, or do we want to try to see if we got enough money for horses?
I mean,
And then before you answer, he looks at you and goes, then again, with your luck with horses, maybe we shouldn't do that.
why you gotta bring that up? Why you gotta bring that up?
Immediately, Ronnie kind of just steps over. How bad was it?
We don't talk about that.
Rode a horse dead into the lake and watched it drown.
I didn't ride the horse into. You know what?
And then there was that time one of his horses fell into a pit trap. But
No,
to be fair, I guess that can't really be his fault. It was a very well laid trap.
Buttercup.
And then he looks at you, Buttercup.
That's what I named her.
All right, you name like all your horses Buttercup for some reason, even the males. What is wrong with you?
No, the one that I rode into the lake was named Crunchberry. Because every time he ran and hit the little twigs, it sounded like a crunch. And he was kind of like a little dark berry kind of color, so I just call him Darkberry. You know? Crunchberry, you know?
So Regios looks at Ronnie, and Ronnie looks at Stryker. And they just both kind of shrug their shoulders.
But Buttercup, she was sweet.
He was stolen.
Stolen by them damn monsters. I get real angry.
And Ronnie immediately remembers, didn't you have a horse when we were raiding Lagash? What happened to that one?
Oh, I set that one free. I didn't want it to die. Now, I don't know what happened to it after that, but
Immediately forgetting that the horse was... Yes, immediately remembering that the horse got murdered.
Nope, the horse was free and out of my care. After that, I don't know what happened. I remember I said, be free, and then I started climbing a wall. What happened after that, I don't know.
And then we don't talk about what happened to Buttercup in episode 0.
Oh, Buttercup! Just know, if y'all don't see me no more, that means my girlfriend killed me. Just love y'all.
I mean, I think I have first dibs.
Why you always got that first dibs? Why nobody asking me?
I'll give you the same answer I gave to Jasmine. It's because at the end of the day, your life belongs to me, and I get the last say in whether you live or die. And if you die without my permission, I will bring you back to life to kill you again, because nobody dares die unless I say so.
But what you don't realize, I already died 5 times while we were sitting right here doing that whole bathroom scene.
Why do you think we're here? This is purgatory, my friend.
Sorry about
I
that.
refuse to let you go beyond this.
I know. But all right, so I'll go like, what if we take the boat part way, you know, and then we can rough it the rest of the way.
So Regios thinks this over for a moment. We could do that, but the one problem remains. We don't have any supplies for the boat itself, which is a really hard thing. Wait a minute. Sergios takes a moment, thinks it over. And he stops. And he looks around. Hey, Kadok, I know you're there.
After a momentary pause, you hear some shuffling behind you, and a shadow detaches itself from the wall in a dark alleyway close by and kind of steps forward into the sunlit street, smirking at you. Yeah?
Kadok, do you think we could get some boat supplies from our dear benefactor?
That's already been taken care of. Though I was really interested to see you try to conjure up coin for horses.
Oh, it's alright. I would have just asked Gallic to show a little leg for us. I'm sure she's used to earning coin that way.
More than you realize. You got your money's worth out of her last night.
And immediately, his whole position changes.
Discomfort.
And he just slowly shifts his glaze right over to Kadok. It no longer is a friendly gaze, it's a burning hatred. and he almost quickly steps in like one movement and is in front of Kadok, and he simply says, "Never mention this to me again."
And Kadok, for his part, just grins. Doesn't flinch, just grins.
If you think the small defensive beating I gave you was anything worth of note, imagine the beating I could give you when I'm actually trying to kill you.
And Kadok just kind of inclines his head a little bit. You're welcome to try after the job's done.
And with that, he just kind of rolls his head. Right then, back to work. And as he walks past Kadok, he kind of pushes off of him like this and goes, "To the boat!" and begins to walk towards the docks. And I'm going to ask, who follows behind him first between Stryker and Noel?
Who's following Sergios?
I'll haul Mr. Helios.
Okay. So if that's the case, then Ronnie walks up to Stryker as she's walking past Kadok. And when she walks over to Stryker, she immediately glares at Kadok and then turns to Stryker and goes, "Let's not burn too much daylight standing around now. Let's get moving." And just kind of puts her arm around his shoulder as she begins walking.
And I go, "Yes, dear." I just want to see Kat. I get so pissed off.
Kadok is nowhere to be seen. It's just Kadok.
I know she's there. She's watching.
Kadok falls into step behind you guys as you're all walking towards the docks.
She's trying to stay in the shadows. I know that dirty, dirty girl. I was like, the way Sir Regios is walking, I'm pretty sure he knows how dirty she is too.
That is a reason why he did so much scrubbing, just in case.
He ain't never gonna let none of these things go.
He might not remember it, but he's pretty sure he hates himself now. Getting that confirmation.
Oh man.
She's like, we did some things. So many things, and she's making the weird eyes. She's like, oh my god.
I found a new love. Like what?
It'll make women from whorehouses blush. They feel embarrassed. Your father was this story. If your father is not dead, he'll be ashamed if you found out what you did.
Well, it's a good thing he's an orphan then, isn't it?
Oh my.
The men and women took care of you in the orphanage would disown you. It's like, oh Lord, we don't know him.
Oh crap.
What's this assumption about being in an orphanage?
Huh?
Oh, poor Sergios was a street urchin.
Is what it is.
I was raised by wolves, you know.
So, Sergios is in the lead. I won't make you roll to see if you can find your way to the docks. You've been back and forth enough times that you can find your way from there. Where are you going, though, once you get to the docks?
So, once we get to the docks, we're going to approach the, what's the name of that boat again that we were just on? It's too many fancy boat names to keep up with, people.
Not the Prancing Pony.
There are two boat names.
I know, but it's two boat names, but they're both super fancy, and I'm trying to remember which one's which. That one was the
There was the Dainty Prince and the
Maybe
Flying
Prince-
Toad.
That's what it is. The flying toad. Okay.
Flying Toad. All right. You start walking towards the section of the dock where the Flying Toad moored, and as you approach, you notice that there's a small crowd gathered around the pier, and no boat.
Regios just cocks his head to the side and then turns around and faces Kadok. Where's our boat?
And Catlock actually casts a sort of sidelong glance at you.
How should I know? I was enjoying myself with you last night.
He was enjoying himself with you.
He immediately rolls his eyes and walks over into the crowd and throws on his best I have no clue of anything persona and goes, "Hey, what's all the noise about?"
As you push your way through the crowd and ask your question, you see that there are a couple of guards in the inner circle, two of whom are fishing a body out of the lake and pulling it up onto the pier. And one of the guards holds up a hand. He's obviously been harried by this group of onlookers. Stay back, city business. And I'm going to say, Seregios, roll a 12 side for perception.
Say, fish the body out of the water. I think I know what this is. And that is a 10.
You recognize the clothing as likely being that of the captain, Flying Toad, Amar.
Oh, even worse. I was hoping it was just the assassin's body. Son of a bitch. And immediately, Sir Regios looks at the guard and goes, "What happened to my boat captain?"
Your boat captain? This was
I
your boat mode here?
Yes, I asked them to deliver us home once I gotten supplies for the boat.
I don't know what to tell you. The boat left sometime in the night as far as we could tell. Someone reported to us this morning that there was a body in the water next to the docks. And about this time they pull the body out and lay it out on the deck. And everybody else, are you guys just hanging outside the perimeter, or are you pushing in to see what's going on as well?
I'm hanging out on the perimeter.
Ronnie's gonna stay back because she doesn't want to look too suspicious.
Okay. Striker?
Do I hear him yelling, saying, "What happened to our boat captain"?
Roll 12 side for perception.
That was the one, so I did not hear anything. So then, nope, I'm not going anywhere.
Alright. And they lay the corpse out on the dock, and it is definitely Captain Amar. And the guard kind of turns back to you, Seregius, is like, "You sure this is him?"
Pretty sure that's him. Might I check the body? He was holding something for me. I want to make sure he still has it.
Guard glances at some of his compatriots who kind of shrug. "Alright, just don't take anything."
All right. And in his haste to make it look like he's searching for something, so Regios is just going to search the body to see if he can tell anything specifically of what happened to Amar.
Give me another 12.
9.
You notice that his throat appears to have been slashed, and there are at least 2 stab wounds in his side. And as far as you can tell, all of his personal effects, other than his clothes, have been removed.
And he takes a moment and he thinks about it. It's definitely the work of an assassin. Hard to say which assassin. Couldn't have been the twins because they were with us, so it could have easily have been any of the assassins that came along with. But why would they? And then why would the crew just leave? So it's one of those scenarios where he's a little puzzled by this.
At this point, Kadok pushes his way through the crowd and kind of sidles up to Seregios, hands on his hips. Having trouble with your boat?
And he slowly turns around and looks at Kadok and simply says, "Could you give me a moment, please?" And then slowly stands up and looks at the guard. It appears whoever did this also robbed him of all possessions, which means the perch of gold that I lent to him is also gone, I'm afraid.
Well, since nobody saw anything, I'm afraid there's nothing we can do. They're probably long gone by now. Sorry for your loss. Would you like to make burial arrangements for the captain?
And he looks down at the body. He looks to the crowd to catch Stryker's eyes, and then back at the captain and goes, "I have some business to attend to, but yes, I would like to make arrangements." He was a fine man.
Can you stop in the guardhouse on the southwestern district for a few minutes to sign the paperwork and hand over the fee associated with making the arrangements?
Of course.
And Kadok kind of sidles up to Seregios and mutters,
We don't have time for this.
It is a slight detour that will take not much time. After all, as I said, he was a fine man, and he deserved better. Not much like this.
Very well, make it quick. I'll speak with my sister. We have other arrangements available.
Oh, goody. And Seregios walks into the crowd, finds Stryker, immediately grabs Stryker by his arm and pulls him around with him, and just starts talking without looking at Stryker in the face. The captain was assassinated. Looks like an assassin did it, but I can't quite figure out why they do it.
Where was he cut at?
2 stab wounds in the side, 2 slash marks across the throat.
Is Kadok anywhere near us?
And he glances back roughly to make it look like he's signaling Noel and Ronnie to follow, while also checking to see Kadok's exact positioning.
Kadok is actually heading further down the docks to the eastern edge.
He's heading towards the east half of the docks.
Okay, this probably was a sister. That's kind of her MMO.
They were with us last night.
Yeah, remember, you were passed out. We were in our rooms.
Of course. Okay.
And if it
you
wasn't...
know, Captain, to stop us from having any control over this journey, that makes sense. Ground is here. Make sure that we can't try to run away.
And I was like, it was only 2 assassins technically left. Twitchy and the other one that ran away. I think he wet his pants while he was running away too. After Ronnie kind of killed the dude, right? I mean, you know, she told me last night it was she killed that poor assassin. I'm so happy.
What else did she tell you?
That was mostly that, you know, she had his foot on his neck and was like, hey, I'm gonna exaggerate. I'm like, this is for my family. like slice his head, but Twitchy, he was cool. Twitchy was good. Twitchy was
good. Some good people, man.
So wait, that means Twitchy's gone. Wait a minute, they took my buddy Twitchy.
Wait, question. If this Twitchy were to have been alerted of Gallock's presence, do you think he would have attacked her?
No. no, he was kind of effed up. Yeah, he had what they call it. Well, I know they don't. It's something like if you shake a baby too much, they kind of become a little special when they grow up.
And with that statement, Sergios just gently puts his hand on Striker's shoulder and goes, "Is that what happened to you, buddy?"
And I put my hand on his shoulder and go, yes. That's why me and your mom had you. Oh wait, she doesn't exist. Wait, my mom doesn't exist. Damn, 2 burns.
Are you quite done?
No, I'm not done. Now I'm just thinking about what the hell happened to my mom, my wolf mama. Did my real mama ever loved me while she gave me up?
Yeah, you have fun with that. I'm heading to the guardhouse to take care of funeral arrangements for the captain. He didn't deserve to die like this.
We had some good battles on that sea, though. Like, me and Noel, man, we took down a sea hydra day.
Yeah, I know, man.
It was cool, man. What, you don't believe me? So Regios, you think, your job is all nice and fun and do
puts
stuff?
up a finger and stops talking. Remember, you ate a sea serpent's egg in front of me and the entire crew. Yes, I believe that you helped take down a sea serpent. What I'm quiet about right now is I'm debating how to do this. I don't think we should all be sticking together at this particular moment. I don't quite trust Kadok or Gadok, as per usual. Somebody should probably keep an eye on those two. And considering our compatriots, I think either you or I should be the stealthy approach for it, but sadly, I'm taking care of funeral arrangements, so that only leaves you.
I guess I gotta go. Okay, and I go. So what you telling me is I should sneak around and try to keep an eye on him without getting caught, or just
the general idea.
Okay.
But Noel is the master of the barrel. Solid Noel.
Sir Regios inquires about this barrel.
We don't talk about that barrel.
I haven't perfected my technique yet. If I do it right, nobody can detect me.
And I look at Sir Reggie. I was like, it's been a while since I did my whole sneaking thing, man. Like, are you sure I can still do it? I'm not even sure. It's been a while.
He looks at you. You either do it and succeed, or you do it and fail. But you're doing it.
I was gonna do it anyway. I just, would like some encouragement. Dang, man, we've been through a lot. I encourage you all the time. Other than last night when, something went into the rector. I mean, what?
As you guys are doing this back and forth, Paddock is already almost out of sight by this point.
All right, tell me what you guys say. I gotta go.
Encouragement. Catch up with him. Do not get caught. And go now.
Oh, thanks, Dad. And I run. I'll tell your boyfriend he says hi.
Striker really is going to be the death of me.
You know it.
Maybe. How well did you scrub again?
Sadly enough, as he says the thanks dad thing, that makes him think back to last night again. And then he starts really thinking about it. And then he suddenly just starts, like, scratching on his arm to the point where he's digging into his skin.
So, Noel, you watch Stryker take off after Kadok, who's almost beyond your ability to see at this point. And Seregios is starting to follow the one of the guards to the guardhouse on the Southwestern District. Where are you going? What are you doing?
Nope. I'm gonna follow Sir Regios.
All right. Ronnie?
Ronnie catches a glimpse of Stryker running and then looks in the direction where he's headed.
Roll a 12 side for memory.
Ooh. That is probably not going to be high enough. That is a 3.
Not sure. Now that you think about it, though, where did the Dainty Prince park?
The Dainty Prince parked on the other side where it was kind of like a dark area of the docks, like it was away from the city.
Was it
Almost
that
away
way?
from everyone.
Was it
Yeah.
opposite that way? You don't really remember. Might have been that way.
Might as well go searching, my mans. Oh, I mean, my bad. My one man's.
Ronnie's having a hard time making a decision because she also sees that Sir Regios and Noah are going the opposite direction.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to flip a coin.
Is he going to leave me by myself?
Heads, we're following Stryker. Tails, we're following Noel and Sir Regios. God damn it.
This is why you catch it. You just catch it.
I just wanted it to be fair.
Flip the quarter then. You ain't got to get up.
Now, granted, it did bounce all the way over that way.
What'd you
It
get?
still did hit the ground, and it did still come up as heads.
All right.
So, Ronnie's going to tail Stryker.
All right. Stryker, you hustle for a bit, and are you going to catch all the way up to Caddock, or are you going to keep your distance?
Keeping a well distance. And I can still see him, but he can't see me.
As usual, the docks are pretty empty and deserted. There's a couple of smashed and splintered barrels and crates here and there when they once had wares. But,
I'm not jumping in the barrel.
You follow Caddock at a distance. If he notices you, he doesn't give any indication. He seems to be walking pretty briskly. And after a few minutes, you notice that the quality of the docks is starting to deteriorate as you go. The buildings on the left are getting sort of grittier and sleazier and slummier. And you aren't seeing nearly as many guard patrols out this way. And a few more minutes, you see a mast come into view. And a little bit closer, you see a sort of rickety, bent, buckled, worn-out old husk of a ship parked along one of the piers, and another hooded figure standing right at the end of the pier, which Caddock rushes to meet.
Can I do a perception check of that thing and see if I know what it is? Like I know the ship itself.
Sure, give me a 12.
I got a 5.
It looks like a really badly worn sloop, but you can't really tell any more than that. It's not flying any colors or banners or insignia. The sails are unremarkable and ragged.
Could
aren't
this
any-
be that? I'm just like, could this be that? Nah, it can't be that ship. It can't be the. No. I'm nowhere. Not about. Nah, maybe.
Ronnie,
I'm just gonna hope for the best.
you're tailing behind Stryker. Do you catch up to Stryker, or do you keep your distance from him?
I keep my distance and also kind of take a look around me as I'm approaching Stryker.
You notice the change of scenery just as he does, and then the mast comes into view, and
kind of familiar-looking ratty sail and a kind of familiar-looking ruined hull.
And immediately in her mind, all you hear is, God damn it all! Sorry for everybody's speakers at home. And seeing the dainty prince, Ronnie slows up her motion even more and becomes more aware of her surroundings and starts looking around to double check to make sure that the person following Kadok isn't also being followed himself.
Alright, give me a 12 for perception.
That is a 8 overall?
An 8.
Or no, I'm sorry. You said perception, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
perception.
never mind. Yeah, never mind.
What was the roll?
6.
A 6. Remember, directional mic. I can't hear you when you turn away like that.
A 6.
6.
There
Okay.
it is.
So 7 overall.
Okay.
You don't see anybody who appears to be watching you. Maybe because it's early morning. Or maybe because you just don't see them and they're that good. But you, Striker, and then in the far distance, Kadok and another shadowy figure seem to be the only people on this particular stretch of the docks.
Ronnie, not recognizing the shadowy figure, immediately gives pause. And she kind of stops in her tracks altogether.
Me, I'm just like, do we really got to ride on this boat? I'm just like, is it going to make it? And then I'm like, you know what? Let me check around and make sure ain't nobody's following me. So I want to do a perception check.
Alright, go ahead.
Oh, I got a 10.
You look around and immediately spot Ronnie, who's a few yards further down the docks from He's the
And
only
I
other
most-
soul that you see at the moment.
Emotion, and I can see just a little bit. I said, why the hell she looks like she's screaming no, especially when she sees me. Wait a minute, and I motion to her like slowly.
And seeing him motion her over, Ronnie makes her way towards him. She approaches, but she approaches very cautiously while still kind of scoping out her surroundings.
And then I try to tell her, like, stay a little low. I know you kind of big, but you know, stay a little low.
She's shorter than you, I think.
Actually, how tall is she?
5'8".
Yeah, she's shorter
Stay
than you.
low. Like, yeah. But she's kind of bright, so like, yeah.
So, while you guys are doing this, Seregios and Noel, you guys follow the guards back to the southwest guardhouse, and guard sort of motions for you to follow him into a small little office area and pulls out a stack of paperwork for you, Seregios, to fill out. And then he sort of sits back in his chair. He's like, so, how extravagant a service do you want, and will you be staying to attend the service?
Standard service, please. And no, we unfortunately have to make sail. Some sort.
Understandable. If you can just sign here, and here, initial here, sign here, initial there,
And what about you, my young friend? Do you want to get in on this too? Sign your life away? He's looking at you, Noel.
You're on your own, Mr. Regios.
First time he says his right name.
Like my daddy taught me better than that. It's like
Suit
He looks
yourself.
at you. He looks at you. No, he goes, "Do you think my last name is Regios?"
no.
My full name is Sir Regios. Again, I am named after a dragon.
A dragon LARPer or actual dragon?
An actual dragon.
Like a dragon from a story? Or
It
like
was known as one of the 4 sage dragons. Weirdly enough, though, it was known as the Dragon of Destruction, but I don't quite feel destructive.
Oh.
And the guard is just sort of like looking between the two of you, and it's like, which one of you is going to sign as custody?
Then I go.
Sir Regios immediately just starts signing the paperwork.
And he's like, what? Destroying the outhouse? That's what. That's what.
In the middle of signing one of the documents, he just stops midway and rolls his eyes. Do you see what I have to put up with on a daily? Now do you understand why this boat captain was so important getting me home? And he just continues to sign away.
Yes. That'll be 5 gold pieces for the standard service.
Pulls out 5 gold, puts it on the table.
And alright, thank you, that's everything. You can see yourselves out. Don't use the outhouse on the way, Mr. Destroyer.
And immediately rolls his eyes at the guard. And as they leave, he looks at Noel and goes, "We will head back to the docks. We will wait for Stryker, and I'm assuming Ronnie, because she did not follow us, to come back and see what they have to tell us."
Yeah, knowing Ronnie, yeah, she definitely left. Yeah, she probably followed Stryker, knowing her. I'm just guessing. I don't know.
About those two, the way they act around each other. Did Stryker have sex with her and piss her off in some way or form?
Oh no! Oh no! No! Not that I know of. Maybe they could have banged behind my back. I don't know. It's not my business.
I'm just saying, the way she acts towards him is the way all the other women that hate Stryker acts towards him after they've had sex with him. I'm just...
Not necessarily. Stryker, he's kind of annoying, so it's not necessarily... I mean, that is the case, by the way. You're not wrong, but I don't think that's the case with them.
Has he annoyed her in any way or form?
All the time? Like, all the time?
I suppose that does explain everything. Alright then. Well, we better get moving.
But I annoy her too, so that doesn't say much, so I mean...
Yes, one would wonder how she could be annoyed by someone so charming as you.
If that's what I said, I'm like, shoot.
Sir Regios just keeps walking.
Stryker and Ronnie, you both feel the hairs on the back of your neck stand up a little bit as if somebody is talking about you. But Ronnie, you approach Stryker. You're all still, a good 100 yards or so west of the dock where Kadok and the shadowy figure are in discussions.
I guess I should have known it was going to be the Dainty Prince again.
What, the Dainty Prince? What are you talking about?
Remember the ship I told you about?
Oh yeah, the one where he was about to kill almost every single guy on there?
That's the ship.
Yeah. So that means that's the captain, right?
No, that ain't the captain. Not sure who that is.
You could tell if you could get closer.
How far technically are we from the
About a football
dot
field.
stuff? Football field.
About a football field.
What is the closest cover between halfway point of where we are and where the ship is?
I mean, there are a couple of smashed up crates and barrels scattered along the length that you could maybe hide behind. But it's otherwise open terrain, like flat cobblestone and piers.
Yeah, I don't think I want to chance it. Just like that.
Okay. Well, if you're gonna stay there...
Ronnie's thinking about it. God damn it. I mean, you are smaller, so you might be able to get at least a little bit, you know.
How far is the first set of crates from Ronnie's position?
Stop making them do math.
Just give it to me in feet, damn it.
About a quarter of the distance is a small pile of smashed up crates and barrels that you could maybe hide behind.
So the 25-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so Ronnie's gonna make a beeline.
Alright. Roll... I guess this would be dexterity. Or stealth.
With a +2, that is 9 total.
Ronnie dashes and dives behind the broken crates and barrels. And Stryker, you can see that Kadok and the other figure don't appear to be changing their posture or behavior. Doesn't seem that they've noticed.
Okay, I let go. Give her a thumbs up like, God.
Ronnie doesn't signal back. She just kind of looks up and then tries to take a peek around the crates to see if she can get a slightly better look from her position.
Alright, give me a 12. Perception.
8. And... well, I'm not even really sure what you're calling that as, so I'm just going to say 8.
The,
I think yours is the +1, I think, so.
what do they call it? The wisdom stat in D&D system applies to perception and stuff like that.
Oh, well, it's only a +1 anyway, so then it's 9 overall.
Yeah. You glance around the broken crates and barrels and notice that the second shadowy figure is dressed very similarly to Kadok. In fact, you'd almost go so far as to say their outfits are identical.
Can I tell anything about the build of the person?
Not at this distance.
So where's the next ones?
Another 20 yards or so downrange.
Halfway.
Mm-hmm.
50-yard line.
Fuck it. Let's do it.
All right.
Go big or go home, right, boys?
I'll
Yeah.
prepare just in case they want to attack her, so.
That roll was a 6 + 2, so we're talking about 8 overall.
Mm-hmm. Again, Ronnie zips around the one pile of crates and makes a beeline for the second one. Dives behind those.
And I'm sitting there like, man, she's kind of agile for a little muscular, but short, but little, you know what? I'm kind of impressed.
All right.
Again, the two figures don't appear to notice or react to her approach.
Ronnie tries to peer her head just a little bit around the corner of one of the crates to try to get a better look.
All right, 12 side.
Oh, snaps, 9. So 10 overall?
You're around the current cover, and you get a pretty good view of the shadowy figure that Kadok is talking to, who is almost facing you straight on, and inclines their head a little bit to look right at you, and then just waves cheerfully. You can see that
Lord.
it's Kadok.
Damn it all. So as not to give Stryker up, Ronnie will just step from around the boxes.
Okay.
And as she steps from around the boxes, she will stay at the bottom of the gangplank. And we'll look up. So what's all this then?
And Gaddock actually steps towards you and says, "So good to see you again. I was beginning to wonder if you'd show up here."
And before she can say something else that'll get a fist in her face, Haddock steps forward and this was the backup plan.
Does it have to be the Dainty Prince? Can't it be any other boat?
And Kadok gestures up and down the completely empty docks.
I'd rather build a rowboat.
We don't have time for that. Besides...
You've never seen me work.
Perhaps not. But, Captain Nurul and our benefactor are very close.
Are acquainted, yes, he said so, I know.
Do you understand? Good. Let's go back and get the rest of our wayward party.
Do we have to?
And he actually thinks about this for a moment, like, do we really have to?
It would be very entertaining to see the look on Seregios' face if we left him stranded on the dock. With Stryker and Noel. Mostly with Stryker. I'm tempted. But I think the boss would object. And besides, my dear sister is looking forward to seeing Seregios again.
Ronnie raises an eyebrow at this. Weren't you frowning all over Stryker at first?
And she just grins that Cheshire Cat grin at you, but doesn't answer.
I want to yell out so badly. I said, I knew it! But I'm being quiet, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to start heading away.
So I will make the note that, Stryker, did you take any cover before sending Ronnie on this?
I was hiding behind one of the little buildings that's right there. It's the great guys.
All right. So she doesn't see you yet, but
I'm gone. Like I'm on. So I'm like, you start heading back.
all right. And Kadok is also going to start heading back with Gadok in tow. Ronnie, are you going to follow them, or are you going to board the ship, or do something else?
I'm actually going to follow them.
All right. You follow them. They make their way back down to where the flying toad would have been. And around about this time, Seregios and Noel, you guys arrive back there as well. Having finished your paperwork. And so you're all a happy, reunited family. Although I'll say, Stryker, you're going to get there ahead of everybody else. Is there anything in particular you wanted to say to Seregios and Noel before the rest of the posse shows up?
I'll put my hand on Seregios. Double confirmation. And then I just turn around and wait for him.
And I go, that's a good one.
And you literally see all the emotion, the expression, even maybe some color just drained from his face as you say that.
I think she found a new. I was like, I could have sworn she's found a new plaything, but it was hard to hear from a distance. But just
Stryker,
huh?
do you like living?
I mean,
do you like breathing?
I'd rather die than touch that. I'm just saying, what happened.
And as you say that, Sir Reggio slowly starts reaching for his shovel. I can oblige that for you.
I mean, I think you want to use that on yourself because she's coming.
And at the statement of you saying coming, he literally just goes. It immediately does a whole 180 and starts walking the opposite direction.
Moments later, Kadak and Gadak and Ronnie appear and approach your little group. Well, just you, Striker, and Noel, since Seregius is walking away. And Kadak walks up to you, Noel, and motions for you to follow, but Gadak walks up to you, Striker, and just sort of caresses under your chin while offering up that Cheshire cat grin. So good to see you again.
Oh, it's good to
I
see
slap her. I do a little light slap off her hand. I'm like, I am betrothed. That's what I guess.
Oh, that's fine. I have my eyes on someone else.
you. I'm like, hey, Sergio, she's talking about you.
As they're doing that, Ronnie's just slightly over the both of the twin shoulders, look over at Noel, kind of gives him a signal like, do you want me to kill her?
I go, not now.
Just takes a deep breath, straightens up her posture, and then brushes past the twins. All right, you two, what are you lollygagging for? Where's Sir Regios?
I'm like, he heard it coming, and then he just started walking the other way.
Oh, dear Lord, don't tell me you did that.
No, I just.
I mean, whatever you boys do in your spare time is fine, but geez, don't talk about it in front of everyone.
Hey, what they did last night is what they did last night. It's none of my business. Look, I turned. Said, got. I was trying to get my words together before I turned together. I was like, look, if you want him, he's available. Apparently, you had fun last night with him, and I'm pretty sure you left a lot of substance around that whole bar. You know what I'm saying?
And she just grins at you and kind of caresses your cheek for a moment and says, come along, we'll have plenty of time to talk on the boat.
And I'm like,
And again, Ronnie immediately.
don't go.
Not yet.
In an affirmative head shake, just peers back around and straightens back up her posture. All right, that's enough, you two. Let's get going. You stop flirting with everything that walks that has a penis, please. You rein your sister in. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is your dog, right? And then she kind of tries to look around to see if she can see Sir Regios.
Oh, give me a 12. Let's see how far Sir Regios has walked.
He gone. He probably walked into the lake.
You rolled a 7.
He's not too far away. So, yeah, she can see him. Kadak and Gadak start walking back down towards the Dainty Prince, sort of motioning for Striker and Noel to follow.
Like,
Ronnie waits until they're far enough down the docks, and then calls out to Sir Regios, simply saying, "They're gone for now."
So you sure you don't want me to go get him? I can go get him.
Regios slowly turns around. He walks over with a mood that says, all the shame and murder everyone at the same time. And he looks at Ronnie and she looks at him. She just simply says, if you're named after a dragon, you should probably act like it.
No.
That was harsh.
Dragons don't bend from such small things, do they? And in hearing those words, Sir Regios kind of mulls it over for a minute. And then suddenly his disposition changes and he seems almost like his normal self again. Still kind of feeling the hangover still. But he feels like his regular self now. And that confidence starts to come back and he straightens up and he goes, That's right. I am Sir Regios, the Destroyer, and none shall break me. And begins his walk down the docks.
Alright. You all walk back to the docks. Mercifully, uneventfully, Gaddock does not try to rape you in the middle of the street, Striker. You guys...
Oh.
I know, disappointing. Don't worry, there's time.
Oh, yeah.
You guys get back to the Dainty Prince, and this time there's a small party waiting for you at the bottom of the gangplank, including Captain Nuril with his fancy hat. And he's just sort of standing there, arms crossed, that sort of sneering grin on his face as y'all approach. And first, he actually looks at you, Ronnie, and says, Ronnie, good to see you again. So glad you could make it, love.
And Ronnie looks up at him, and she just clutches her axe just a little bit tighter than usual. And she goes, "You won't be egging anyone else on this one now, will you?"
Then he just smirks at her and turns back to the rest of you. Are we ready to get underway then?
I look at Ronnie. I go, Ronnie, I was like, you want me? You want me?
And Ronnie looks at Stryker, and she just goes,
Not yet. We're all being reasonable and patient. Don't worry. It will come. It will come.
I love this. This is great.
We're just tallying every single one. Like, we're gonna kill you. Like,
Sir Regios looks up at Captain Gnarl. When was the last time you and I worked a job together, dear Captain?
I don't know. I can't say that I remember you. Must not have been very important. And he just flashes a smirk and then steps aside and throws a hand out up the gangway. Welcome aboard, me ladies and lads.
I'm like,
Just as self-imposing as always, and yet still not the most important player in the game. Welcome aboard.
so fucking, I said, man, I can't remember the last time I was on this stupid ass boat. And I was like,
All right.
it's very eventful. I didn't have tits. Yeah, it makes sense.
Ronnie just walks on without saying anything, and immediately looks at the mass, and looks at she wants to examine the mass to see if it's still filled with the slash marks and the hole penetrations from all the arrows from last time.
Give me a 12.
What'd you get?
9.
Okay.
Yeah, they're still there.
Yes. Ronnie goes, memories. And she, from that one time when the arrow just boomed right over her head, she just all the way down to where she stuck her axe in the mask because she got pissed that one time. She goes, good memories, that. And then she just leans up against it.
Noel, what are you thinking of all this? This rickety old ship that looks like it might just sink right then and there as you guys board it.
Hey, it's not like we have much of a choice. You only live once, right?
Well, apparently
True
this
that.
is going to be our last time we're alive, so yeah, that's good.
Yeah, let's live it. Yeah, let's go. Right. The
Alright.
power,
Go ahead.
the power of will keep the ship up and running.
I look at Noah like, sure, the power of will.
Yeah.
Sir Regios just looks at you. This thing might actually surprise you a bit.
And with that, Captain Nuril nods to two of his deckhands who haul up the gangplank, and they begin pushing out from the dock, and he steps up beside you, Sir Regios, and kind of looks at you sidelong with that smirk still in place. So, you know where we're going?
Set a course south by east. Trust me, you'll know it when you see it. You can't miss a bunch of trees.
And then he just kind of raises an eyebrow at you. He's like, trees, is it?
You want us to go into treason? You ain't changed a bit? Alright, lads! Let's go! And we will end it there for tonight, gentlemen.
Yes.
You don't want to talk about more.
To be fair, we're actually 2 minutes over time, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Well, we have to finish the little scenarios first before, you know.
we don't.
Surprise! Nobody got killed.
I mean, technically, somebody's soul.
Even more surprised. Ronnie didn't get drunk this time.
And somebody's soul was
Yes, he
taken.
did.
Don't just say it. Somebody's soul was taken.
That's true.
And his
That's
reputation.
true.
His
Poor
soul
kid.
and his reputation.
Poor captain. Poor captain.
I was talking about your booty hole.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Sir Regios will remember this.
Bet you will
It
remember
says
that.
that subtitles above his head.
Man, you got no answer, Regios, having to remember stuff about shit that you said in this episode? That's going to come back to bite you sometime soon.
Well,
Yeah,
ladies
remember
and-
when you said my wife's cheating on me?
Oh.
Remember when you said my booty hole? At that moment, the striker realized he fucked up.
Oh,
Hey
boy.
man, I was fucked up the day I was born.
That is par for the course for Stryker, to be fair.
True. And Ronnie just sits there and smiles and watches.
Mm-hmm. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for us for this evening. As always, if you enjoy this crazy content that we come up with, please hit that like button and make sure to subscribe. Click the bell notification if you want to know when more of these crazy things come out. And until next time, we're FailPG, and Serigios is coming.
Yes? I'm just going to say yes. Sir Regios is coming.
That's it.
That floor was any indication, apparently. Well, good night, everybody.
Good night.
Hey.